So when I was younger, little kid, I lived in the Jacksonville trailer park.
Oh, cool. So did I.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to work at Thomas Equipment a long time ago.
I did too.
Strange. My mom was married to a guy with the last name Underhill.
Okay, fuck. This is just getting weird.
Yeah, this is strange. We need to talk about this.
This is United A-Holes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
Welcome back to Area 41, Leon Banks' favorite spot on the internet.
Before this episode is over, don't let me forget. I have a Leon Banks story, but I'll save it. See it? Oh,
I married his niece.
That's all right. I got a good one.
I wonder how I got my job at Thomas. No, he wasn't corrupt at all. But I lasted longer than he did. Actually, I don't dislike the guy. He was just a little odd. Anyhow, so through conversations over the past 6-7 months,
Nearly 50 years.
Brent and I apparently have crossed paths many, many times and never actually met.
Like two ships in the night.
It's really quite something, isn't it?
Oh, fuck. I'm all clamped.
It's verklempt.
Verklempt.
What's that?
No, I let the asshole have his new dictionary.
Oh, yeah. He's clamped.
Area 41 dictionary says...
That's one of his
Bravo,
names.
fucking persnickety.
Ding, 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 ding.
We're going. All right. So, in conversations, we make little statements. Well, back when I blah, blah, blah. And we would realize, well, I did too. So we figured we'd do an episode where Brent and I try to correlate all the times that we didn't meet. Sounds like an odd thing to try to do.
We're going to talk about stuff that never happened.
Yeah. So in 77 through 80. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
We talked about your secret life or life secrets or whatever the fuck that episode was about. Let Brent and I have our fucking brothership and fucking brotherhood. The lack thereof.
Yeah, the lack thereof.
The banana and the square.
The romantic comedy where they don't get together or touch.
We got together.
We did.
We're here.
Yeah. This all. It took our entire lives to this point to
The
get
name of the movie is going to be Asshole
here.
to Asshole.
Ass to ass.
You can do that, but never asked him up.
Okay, suddenly I'm interested. Go ahead.
I could tell by your plex earlier.
I shared it with you too?
Oh, yeah. I better get a screen cap of that before I leave tonight for an image of this. I'll have to blur it. It won't matter. Blurred skin tones is all we need to know. That was a derailment. So, yeah, from the late 70s to very early 80s, I lived in the Jacksonville trailer park. Oh, we're losing him already.
So that's all right. He'll go back. So let's go back just a step earlier.
Okay.
Because I don't know if everybody else in the room, you were born in the old Woodstock Hospital.
That is correct.
Right. As I was. I don't know if Ryan was. Okay.
And you weren't.
We weren't.
You're Grace,
Okay.
baby?
I have two different pieces of documentation that says I was born at two different hospitals.
You got a twin brother.
No.
Damn, what are we doing this episode
Just-
for?
Shitty adoption record laws.
Yeah, there
Anyway,
you go.
I digress. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, the Carlton Memorial Hospital.
So born in what I'm establishing, born in the same town, right from, mind you, 2 different years because
Right.
I'm older, but
And boy, are you. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. I probably can't keep up with you. Yeah, born in the Carlton Memorial Hospital. I briefly lived out back of Heartland, Main Street.
Right.
And then moved to, this is all before my real clear memory, mind you.
Yeah.
This is very young. To Keswick.
Okay.
And from Keswick to Jacksonville.
Okay.
To the trailer park.
Which is kind of where this story, as you
Yeah.
started. I just wanted to see.
But
if it
actually
had-
starts before there because when we moved to Keswick, my mom had married
Oh,
Weldon
that's
Underhill.
Oh, okay.
And we
okay.
moved to there because he had a job working for Get Cracked, the egg company that's in that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Get cracking.
Get Cracking, yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
Yeah, he worked there. I don't know what he did, but
Yeah. So you were sort of part of the family in a roundabout.
Right.
So is
Yeah.
it Weldon
Weldon.
and related to you, Hal?
I couldn't tell you exactly. It's not like he's an uncle or anything, but he is. I've heard that name growing up. So there's a connection, as I've heard people speak of Weldon Underhill, but did not know any more about him than that.
Right.
So
Like I have a connection with Harrison Ford
Right.
because I've heard of him. Okay.
Well, I'm sure that he's heard of him in the sense of,
but your last name isn't Ford, asshole.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Bad adoption records and all that.
That's but he could be Harrison Ford's love child.
that would explain a lot.
It would
High
raise
five. Let a shitty life.
it would raise some more questions.
So
Okay, so Jacksonville Trailer Park from what years?
I think 77, 78 to like 80, 81.
And mine was 73 to 78. So there was an overlap there.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this before, and somebody in the room said, yeah, but with the age difference, you may not have been able. But trailer park kids, if anybody's done it.
At that
they-
trailer, I remember being little, but there being kids that were like smoking and
Exactly.
and whatnot in the same circle. You know what I mean? Like kids
Yeah.
that were 14 to 16 or whatever.
Yeah,
it would
you
be.
all sort of hung together because it wasn't a big, it's not a trailer park like people are thinking. It was a small,
There's, what, 24 trailers at most back in the heyday?
yeah, and it was
But
just,
you wouldn't have formed bonds that
No.
would last.
No.
So you may
No.
have been friends and not remember now.
That's very
could
possible.
be,
Okay.
could be.
Because if you play ball hockey in a trailer park, fuck. You play ball hockey in a trailer park. Everybody plays.
Yeah, that type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
kids play.
Yeah. So okay, so from there, so there was a possible meeting where it didn't happen to our recollection,
Right.
and we move on to
I would say probably the next one would be the Giberson family.
yes,
So from the age of, well, my memory, I mean, I was out there a lot. My dad stayed in Mainstream, and I went out there pretty much every summer from the age of 5 onward
okay,
and would spend the summer on the farm.
yes,
And part of being on a farm is livestock for food. And the Giberson family ran a slaughterhouse,
yes.
and I routinely would.
That was just up the road from
Yep.
from Uncle Donnie's. Yeah,
So I would literally be over in that neck of the woods,
Yeah.
dropping off cattle, and that's where I met Donnie's kids.
yeah.
I mean, they were a fair bit older than me, but again,
But again, I remember, like I said, I've got scars on, I believe, this knee from Uncle Donnie's farm. I spent just as much time on his farm as I did, up the road to Aubrey and
And
Elizabeth's farm,
Yep.
which was,
and Donnie used to share equipment with my father all the time.
yeah, there you
Like
go.
hay rakes is an example, the
Yeah,
makes your windrows,
Yeah.
manure spreaders and things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times, one farmer would be doing his thing while the other farmer's waiting for his crop to be ready for that process.
yeah.
So they would, well, here, you can use mine to speed up yours if I can use yours to speed up
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Share gear, because it's just, some of that gear sits all year and does nothing.
Yeah, it keeps your overhead down,
Yeah,
right?
so they can share out equipment that way. So I remember him coming over all the time, getting stuff. And
Yeah.
Dad would always float his skidder.
Okay.
Donnie had a skidder, and
Yes.
I remember distinctly that beard.
Yeah.
Get that beard.
Yeah.
And Dad would always be the one to go pick up Donnie's skidder and move it from lot to lot whenever it needed to go any longer than what they could drive it reasonably, right?
Okay, so he had a float then
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so that was another one of those shared things, right? So, yeah, so that would have been the next one that we missed each other at.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next,
Would be Mark.
Mark. Yep, through.
That would be, if you're going chronologically.
For me,
So I've not asked you this yet. So you hung out mainly with Mark's brother, Randy?
yes, in grade 8, I met Randy.
Okay. And where were they living at that time?
They were living on Prince Albert Street, is it?
I've been in that apartment,
Had been I too. I was there.
but
And
not
then they
at the
moved-
same time. So,
They moved from Prince Albert over to Grafton,
yeah.
down on the next
Shore
to the
Road.
store there, the Shore Road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spent a lot of time there with them and hung out. And I met Randy in grade 8, and at the end of grade 9, Mark and I started jamming together in a band.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right on.
which
And
I
see,
forbid him from ever showing that footage, but I know he has a VHS tape somewhere.
And I graduated with Mark, and Mark and I met in grade 10, I want to say, and drafting class, and just clicked. Just the same personalities type of thing. So
What's the age difference between the two of you? Is what, 4 years?
I'm 50.
44.
So 6 years. Yeah, well, I can sort of see, like, you know, you being Randy's friend at the time, you being Mark's friend, and there's that just enough time where it's like, oh no, don't come over because my brother's got his dink friends over. Right?
I still stipulate that they could have been in the same room multiple times and just never registered
Yeah.
because there'd be no
Point
interest.
for them.
No one made the
I'm fairly certain if you know, when we get to the point where we start time traveling, you could go back and go, oh, there we are right there.
Yep.
Right within the same square footage of each other,
Yeah.
and completely unaware.
Just unaware.
So if we jump from the Nicholsons,
I would
we
say the next
make a
one.
fairly big jump in time.
Actually, I don't think it's as far as you think.
Okay.
You worked at the Save Easy.
Yes.
What years?
I did a lot of work at the Save Easy. I started before I even had my driver's license, so I would have been like 15, 16 years old packing groceries, but then I ended up on, and that would have been mid 80s,
Okay.
early to mid 80s. But then I worked in the bakery. And this part, you mentioned earlier,
Jamie Merrithew
Jamie Merrithew, and I worked with his mother
in the bakery.
in the bakery on the night shifts and whatnot. And I had that job twice. I had it and then I left and went out west. And when I came back, I went to Sobeys, and the manager of the Savies, he said, I don't want to make it look like I'm stealing people's, employees. So if anybody asks, you came to me. Do you want your old job back? And I'm like, totally. I went back.
So like 97, 98, and part of 99, Jamie and I shared an apartment.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and he was working at the Save Easy or going to university.
By 97, I was no longer.
Okay,
By 97,
so
I had moved on.
We just missed there again.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 A bunch
I
of
was
near
at the Save
misses.
Easy in 99.
Funny. So Teresa would have been working at the MRE or whatever it was where they sold the roasted chickens. You know what I mean? Down
Oh,
at
the
end?
deli. The delicatessen.
Where was
or
the Save Easy at?
Holton Road. It's an empty lot now because it burned to the ground.
I shopped there twice.
Holy fuck, we all just missed each other. Mind blown.
No.
So yeah.
So
UA is now 20 years old.
we just
Oh,
recently
God.
started filming this shit.
Should we go out looking for a fucking ring?
we should.
Money. We need money. Then
So
we can
then
buy
the next
a ring.
big jump would be Thomas.
Thomas. Now, I actually do remember you from Thomas Equipment, but I hadn't put together your name because I'd heard people say, well, you must know Randy Ross. I've heard of him. That was the best I could muster. And I do remember your ponytail. That's what sticks out
Yep.
for whatever reason.
No.
Because you didn't see a lot of ponytails at Thomas Equipment.
No. It would definitely got a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was on the production floor and you were...
I was on the production floor the first summer I was there, which would have been 99.
Yeah.
I worked down in the steel shed, and you were on the other end of assembly.
Yeah.
So probably never crossed paths in the workplace that way.
Yeah.
But that fall, I moved up to scheduling, and then from scheduling to IT, blah, 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 whatever. And I did
Yeah.
almost 10 years there
Wow.
at that company. But yeah. So you said you had a story about what would you have been,
Okay.
the general manager of the
All right.
plant manager. That's the term.
Plant manager. I wish we could have that character on.
I wish
Shout out to
that
Nicholson.
character would come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mark Nicholson.
So I went and got a job at the pharmacy in Heartland, and all of 20 whatever, and I'm done. I've already given my notice. I'll be done at the end of the week, type of thing. And do you remember the paging system when you paged it
And it said
you
it twice.
said it, and it said it twice. And being super intelligent in my 20s, I decided that the best way to get Leon Banks down to the floor was to announce over that system, Leon Banks, come on down to loader line assembly. Come on down. You're the next contestant on loader line assembly. And hung up the phone, and then it paged it twice. It made him appear pretty goddamn quick. And he was not happy with me, to say the least, because he was going to catch flack for it, which, as the way the world works, that's the dumbest thing ever. Some stupid 20-year-old kid says something on the microphone, on the system down there, and you give this guy shit who get called down. It's got fuck all to do with him. Go talk to the guy that made the fucking call. Anyway, he comes down because he'd probably already gotten shit for it at that point, and just barely remembers my name, and he goes, I'm glad you're leaving. And I went, Leon, that's a terrible thing to say. I had shit to, what was he going to do? Fire? If he'd have fired me, it would have been a better story, in my opinion. I'd be like, and then he fired me on the spot. And I went, well, fuck you. You build this goddamn thing. And I walked out. They would have made a much better story. So I don't know whether he has held a grudge against me for all these years for that. I've absolutely no, I don't know. It's probably gone. Exactly. So
one of my favorite memories, speaking of that paging system, you'll enjoy this one. I discovered my first fall of working in the offices that paging system had an external number.
Oh, crap.
And I also knew that Thursday night had a night shift. So I happened to be at a gathering and there was a sound system playing Back in Black. And I was like, geez, the boys would love to hear that. And I also knew that it would only hold 60 seconds of audio because I knew where the equipment was. So they got 60 seconds of Back in Black twice. Monday morning I went to work and my manager came over and said, I don't know who did it, but someone apparently upset everybody on the floor on the weekend by calling in and playing music over the PA system. So we've got to close the external number to the announcing system. It's like,
and your reply was, really?
Yeah, I'll look after it. I wonder how they did that. I wonder how they found that number. Because it wasn't the number you dial inside. The inside number was only 3 digits.
And then the following weekend.
And you said that was night shift?
Yeah.
That would have been bizarre.
Oh, it was.
Absolutely.
Because they were trying to figure out who was doing it, right? I talked to a couple of boys that were there, and they said they went around trying to find someone with the music playing as soon as it started. Because they knew that it wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
And they went around, they couldn't find anybody with that song playing because it wasn't off the radio and it wasn't something they were playing. You know, it wasn't the day of the cell phone where you have every song tapped in. All right, do we have any other crossroads that we almost? I mean, we've crossed paths at times. We were definitely in the same space there numerous times. I'm absolutely certain of it.
Yeah.
Who did you report to on the loader line?
Crap.
It wasn't when Wade was running it. It was before Wade was running it.
Yes.
So it'd been Lori?
Nope.
Nope. Chris O'Donnell.
If you throw the name out, I'll say yes to it, but I can't remember.
Because Chris O'Donnell ran it for a long time.
Okay.
Lori Murphy.
When did you say you started?
99. May 19th, May 17th, something like that, right near my birthday.
We didn't work at the same time.
No, you left before then.
Because James was born in 97 and I was already working at the pharmacy by then. So we both worked at Thomas Equipment, but we were not there at the same time. How the fuck do I remember your ponytail then?
You saw it somewhere else.
Yeah, clearly.
That's funny.
Didn't you guys work for another company?
The computer repair.
Yeah.
Oh, Brunswick.
That was the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A ponytail there.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a very brief stint for me.
Yeah, and you started before I did, but again, you would have been in Carlton Office Supplies, which is where they started. You
Right.
would have definitely been in the same building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's probably where you saw the ponytail. I'm willing to bet.
And house number 2 that I lived in, I believe it was house number 2. You could throw a rock from the house you live in right now. If it were still standing, it's gone. It was, Mom always refers to it as the little house in, not Waterville, what's
Somerville?
Somerville. There was 2 of them side by side. And when I got a little older, Mom would say, don't tell people we live there. I'm like, why? We did. We lived there. We lived in the house it's burned. And she goes, yeah, but that house that's left looks terrible. I don't want people to think we live there. I'm like, it's a long freaking time ago.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, you baby boomer. People will think we lived in that house. No, they won't.
And so what if we did? I never
Yeah,
understood
there you
people
go.
worrying about what. Anyway,
Yeah.
the whole public image thing is something beyond my.
Yeah. People's opinion of me is none of my business.
Right. Well, there, Ken, was it as good a love story as you expected?
Well, I mean, all you have to take a look and see that your son Bryson kind of looks like Brent, and Michael kind of looks like you. So
Gotcha. You saying we jump fences there?
He's trying to spice the story up because he thinks it's boring.
He's saying there was a key party you guys both went to as well.
There we go.
Was that the one with the masks?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were there. It was great. It was so much fun.
wait a second, close your eyes. Now you say harder.
Harder!
Yeah, I heard that.
He felt it.